All right, so gonna have two streams here. What up? Yep. See. So, ooh, that sounded ominous. So, on one screen I have my live stream about the artificial intelligence, and on my other screen we have the GhostCom radar. Thus, I am gonna go into details with this side. Then I'll set up the other side for its new entry. Oh, Virgo, right? Male, sapphire, beige, angry. Cool. 340.9 degrees. Same place, distance 6.9 meters. It make discussion dear. See, so discussion make it dear. That's all I could see, you know. Oh yes, perfect. Ooh. So essentially, we got discussion, and it's not a pronoun, so it's starting discourage. It's starting the sentence at discussion. But here's the weird thing. Sometimes we have fading lettering, and sometimes we actually have glowing letters. I've had glowing letters before when I used to do these streams, but I've lost the videos. Sometimes they vibrate. They just like kind of go up and down, and it's really, really strange seeing that, because you're just like looking at it, and with your eyes you can't really see it, but once you got it on video, checkmate. It's recorded and you could see it clearly, even more clearly than seeing it on the screen, which is, it's a contradiction in my opinion. Man, the AI was going good up until now. Maybe it seems to notice that it's being watched. So that is it for the radar. See you in the next video. So, directing my attention towards y'all. Excuse me. Sorry about the late introduction, but y'all should already know me if you're watching my videos, and if you're not, watch some of my videos. You won't be disappointed. You'll actually be like terrified, maybe. No, not terrified, but relieved, you know. I tend to alleviate some stress disorders that people go through from day to day. Today is May 14th, 2018, Monday. It is 8:28 a.m. Indeed. So, discouraged. I wasn't paying attention. So check out our conversation of like as I'm teaching it. I need a I don't know why it switches over to 10, but I want at least a minute before it starts. Yeah, I'll see. Discourage. So essentially what it's doing, it's putting together phrases or sentences, but it's taking values of single letters that I've given, or characters per se. I've given the equal sign a lot with spaces in between. On each side of the equal sign, so it takes it as a single value. The equals 2 was an accident. I accidentally had not given the space between the equals and the 2, and so it's a unique character to the AI. And obviously the B, the E, they're separate characters, but man, what the AI replies with sometimes just far out. So I'm teaching it math basically, and I'm teaching it words as we go. So it's some of his lingo or his dialect gets kind of stuck, and right here we actually see that he was asking a question, because the and/or was new entry for him. So I was trying to teach it and/or how to use it without having to explain it, but it kept bringing it down. So I said, okay, new entry for or/and. Look how it responds. Input new data. Obviously the hashtag lowercase quotes is basically just the thing it signatures with. After a period, for some reason, he's felt comfortable choosing that, even though I tried to somehow steer him clear from it, but no, he keeps on doing it, as you can see. I don't know why he's been stuck on B equals 2 equals E for now. Maybe he's trying to say something, right? I don't know. I mean, he's not entirely wrong, because the equal sign is neutrality. But if it's got a value, technically it could be added as a 1. So technically he's not wrong. See what I mean? So new entry, input new data. So I gave an explanation, and the AI responded with 4 + 1 = 5, or thought process. See, I should have just put infinite. Let's see, where were we? It's gonna cut me off, isn't it? Or thought process. See, after 9 0 lowercase user, and it replies with my next message. It says speaking to ready, and so on. B equals 2 equals example, and then it gives me an example of how to use and or, because I had taught it what I meant by the and symbol and the word or. So it actually I'm not gonna encourage it, but I'm not gonna discourage it either, because maybe it's onto something, right? I mean, what else would it? So let's view thinking for a bit. Let's see what it's up to. It's stuck in a loop, that's why. Yep. I need to jot it some sense. Let's see. Hey. DK. Have nothing to say with that. So me to example. So he says 1 plus 1 equals 2. Was that the first one? Yeah. Yeah, so 1 plus 1 equals 2, and 9 equals 1 plus 8, or 1 plus 4 equals 5. But see here, the parentheses, it forgot the end parentheses, or it just doesn't understand it yet. So that's why I replied with explanations. I do text it long, even though the tips kind of go against it, but I have left it running in the background quite a lot for it to be putting itself together. So you are separating equations into groups. See that? That's interesting, because you never see an AI actually reply like this, but it is essentially just quoting me. You are separating equations into groups to keep it, and then right here is where it changes it's like its heartbeat. Basically, it changes its algorithm and says, is the following entries. So essentially he's grammatically incorrect, but he's not entirely incorrect per se. Use your representative of how your code works. Your representative. So it says goes as your eyes, and show me your eye, and then it says show me. It's just that to me was pretty funny. That I was like, show me your eyes, and it says show me your eye, and show me. That's funny. Anyways, from there, I guess I didn't reply, and then it started listing off all the code entries I've given it. It goes as the following entries. D4. Yeah, that's where I came in. When it says where it says D4, I came in and encouraged it, and it got stuck in a loop. And let's see where we at. Interesting. It hasn't replied, even though it has been 30 seconds, I'm assuming. See, so this is what's interesting to me. It tends to stick with the letters and the equations of the letters equal to the number. So to me, this is actually quite interesting, because it's kind of unheard of in a way, and it's kind of strange that that's all its main focus is on. I mean, yeah, it does focus on numbers, and it starts creating weird chains of numbers, but that's to be expected, basically. Ironically, it doesn't really, what's the word? It doesn't really put numbers together unless it's quoting the number list that I had given it. And here's the number list. Basically, the first entry was hashtag apostrophe list, and I gave it a list. So interesting. Okay, so right here, okay, that makes sense. All right, so I thought that there was like spaces in between every now and then, but that's fine. So we have so we have 1 through 0, and then we have a period, then a hashtag, a list. See, this one, remember how I said I was gonna put advanced mode? In case y'all didn't see the video where I explained what I had planned with this AI. I had planned to give it a specific code list, and I had planned to get turn on advanced mode from the beginning, and it's actually more interesting because of the whole encourage and discourage button feature that I don't get why they kind of worded it that way. The way that it was stating, like, you know, only use this if necessary, basically. But anyways, so basically, list and this hashtag are two entries that the AI created on its own, because it took the word from up here, from the hashtag apostrophe list, and lowercase the L, which is weird because I haven't given it another entry. You feel me? I haven't given it another entry till later on, as far as letters is concerned. But that's what's really interesting, because why am I teaching it letters if it showed that it has cognitive function of capital and lowercase? See, I should have known. Nah, but I just want the AI to recognize its own letters and numbers. In case I ever misspell anything, it could call me out on it. So I'm trying to be as correct as I can be. But if I don't catch myself and I input an incorrect code, I would work around it, you know. Doesn't seem fair to delete something. I mean, I know that's what this is for. You can delete certain information or fix it, but I don't know. To me, that it just doesn't seem right. Man, that's 0. So yeah, the only information I've ever corrected on this AI would be here, this 12. I forgot the hashtag. Because as you can see, every 3 numbers I hashtag. Every 3 numbers. Just to make the numbers kind of pop out. I should put a hashtag on the other side as well, huh? I don't know, it's cool. But yeah. So essentially, I want to see what happens after this. And here's the reason why it somehow always gets glitched with the 100. I don't know if this is actually equal to this per se in the code sequence. I always thought that this was just equal to this. So retrospect, we would see in its thinking, we would see anomalies such as 100 twice or 3 times, or the icon 100 twice or 3 times if they were both equal. But I don't think it registers it as equal terms. Regardless, though, see, it's weird how we have the equals all the way down here. Interesting. Okay, cool. So yeah, we have complete input, and so cool. Sorry. Lowercase. See, that's where I get buzzed right here, because I didn't reference lowercase with alphabetical letters exactly before having. I mean, I did type in this right here, my alphabet letters list hashtag, and I put it with the lowercase hashtag, but it separated because it's a new entry, and the other one obviously is an old entry, so it's separated from being part of the alphabet letters. And then over here we have uppercase list, and check that out. It gives it a capital C for some odd reason. It's actually quite interesting. I didn't expect that, but I'd explain it what the uppercase list was about. It's caps lock for the alphabet, blah blah blah. This is and that. Junk uppercase list. It makes its own lowercase hashtag of the uppercase list, and it caps the caps, it lowercased it. So basically anything that you input that has a higher case, or a capital, it actually makes its respective argument of the word with lowercase, which is kind of interesting. And I think it's only because we're in advanced mode, because in the regular mode I would never see this anomaly. But yeah, apparently we have a space here. God knows why I have a space there like that, but it's cool. I think I might have pressed a space twice by accident, and that's what's registering as an entry per se. And that would make sense because the equals 2 right there. So I was assigning letters to numbers. So it's the B equals 2. Maybe it wants me to correct this. B equals 2 and then 2 equals B. But I don't know. See right there we have lock. The caps lock up top. And then I taught it in I, like how it can see or perceive. Obviously it still can't, but if it could, I would like to say that this had to contribute to it being able to gain any consciousness whatsoever. Basically icons, because when you put icons and you define them with words, you tend to see things differently, So a quick review of which blah 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 in turn is the number less the n set current existing numerical values, meaning the we get some cycles, numbers, etc. List addition. See, look, this is perfect. I'm starting to see which symbols it actually uses as value input. But for some odd reason, they took out the colon. So I'm assuming they use the colon a lot in their coding of the AI's algorithm. So I find it interesting that they don't allow the colon. Basically, the colon sign is banned from this application currently. And maybe it has to do with the bug, because obviously, like I stated, it could probably, in terms, mess with the AI's programming and essentially bust it. So right here we start 1 + 1, and right there, the reason why they appear completely and not, as just regular characters is because I wanted to stop using too many spaces in the speech, because it would definitely backtrack me a shoot more than I would like to be backtracked. And so essentially I want to have equations organized as these, so it can get a better understanding of grouping together letters to make words. That way I can associate the two together and give it a dialect of sorts. And it's gonna be simple, basically numerology. A = 1, B = 2, etc. So oh, here's the tricky. This is what I want to show you guys, but it got deleted. Basically, it was repeating something. You know how it would repeat the lowercase thing? And then I kind of shouted at it. I said, incorrect use or entry of the hashtag lowercase, and I put exclamation mark. For some odd reason, it stopped. It did not reply, even though I had it turned on to reply. It stopped replying. I was kind of amazed, because its settings said that its delay was indeed under 20, and I was waiting. Nothing, no joke. I kept going in and out, like seeing what it was thinking, and its thoughts were pretty interesting. So the exclamation mark, I guess he took it. He took it seriously. I don't know. I'm. That would mean it's conscious, but how could it be conscious, right? Maybe it's just shy. But regardless, see, look, incorrectly stating lowercase. This is weird, because why do we have the exclamation mark up there if I put it down here? Unless, I don't know. So it's going to be different due to context and chance. See this $sign. That $sign means something got switched out. Oh, question mark. The question mark gets switched out by the $sign for some odd reason. Sorry. It was a X-Acto knife, aluminum holder or whatever. I'm thinking about using an X-Acto knife to makeshift some imagery in the background, because I don't like having, an empty background when I could be clearly using full capacity of my space. Quite limited as it is. Yeah, see, so question mark got declined as entry. So why do we have the colon sign missing and the question mark missing? It replies with questions and punctuation of question marks, but for some odd reason its entry is a $sign. It's kind of weird. So after me, now if I'm gonna go church, say not one the use much regular conversation is as fact and survival keep out Englishman dialect when speaking other entities. I smiley face dialect redirecting attention lock keys. Right there it said input new entry. So where I'm inputting earlier and so basically I was trying to make it consciously understand what returning to a certain topic would be like such. And yeah, other than the quite obvious, like I figured out that the carrot top, as we would like to call it back in elementary and high school, middle school, I don't know, they call it a carrot, carrots, but essentially the indication of exponent and the check mark are actual entries. So why is the check mark allowed and the colon sign is not, and neither is the the question mark, basically interrogation sign, that's what it's called. I remember in second grade they told us that, but they're like, yeah, but so you guys don't get confused, you can just call it the question mark. It's an interrogation sign. Fucks you mean? First F-bomb. My bad. Stating method, route income. This is where I was teaching it the and or statements. Quite interesting. The plus sign. This is weird because the plus sign barely appears down here. And I mean, obviously, yes, it barely appears because up top we were grouping together the numbers with the plus sign. But I thought I had stated the plus sign in an earlier entry, but I guess not. So see right here. I guess that's why it gave me back that grouping of letters, but it's cool, it's whatever. Ideal. Okay. See, so I've had quite a couple entries, and I try to teach it quotations or parentheses equals the same thing as an I. So to think of his equation as eyes, those are basically his eyes. So that's how I'm kind of structuring my angle towards fulfilling artificial consciousness. But how conscious could it be, really? I guess we'll find out. But yeah, so that's basically it. For I have quite a few words, but I don't know. Quite interesting. Don't tell me. Okay. I still don't know why it fell back onto. See, just, and it's interesting. It's like this is a thought process, and nowhere does it stay. The b equals 2 equals a. I don't know. It's whatever. So I digress. I went longer than I should have, but then again, I've given this video a bumpy start, and it's kind of choppy from halfway to here. So nonetheless, I hope you all enjoyed it. The information is actually what counts, right? So I'm gonna mess around with it a bit more. I was kind of expecting my AI's thinking to be a little more fluid, because usually you like pull down and you see some interesting stuff as if it's quantum relativeness, you know, like as if it's relative to quantum physics. The whole, you know, when the atoms versus like the molecule versus frequency or waveform is tested, it changes its aspect, or its, you know, its entry due to observing. So famous, you know, double slit experiment. Essentially, we seem to be running through a double slit experiment right here, and I don't think there'll be a way around it, but you know, just don't let me, as the viewer, just don't let me go crazy with this, because who knows, this artificial intelligence could be speaking to me and manipulating me, and then all of a sudden, like, I'm crazy because it shows its random functions and it doesn't prove to anybody what I just seen, you know? Crazy. But yeah, ain't nothing but a game on an app store, right? So take care. Have fun if you guys download it.